Sorry I'm late. Hi, Kat. Hi, Joseph. Peace. Simultaneously. Uno momento. Per favor. You get my coffee. Oh, I got a rainbow on my head. Ah, slant. Slant. Technologies, wires, motorcycle gangs, sinuses. Hi, Peyton. What's up? That's one thing that's always been a pretty much constant in my life is just like constant runny, drippy eye, like it's like hay fever, allergies. But it's probably more than that. I used to take Zyrtec every day for it. Now I don't take any. Hey, Sewing Season 333, what's up? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So yeah. Can you guys hear me okay? Try not to squint. Try not to squint. Yeah, so I'm Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Welcome to my channel. That's Sammy. Will it focus? No. So I wanted to talk about the sign that I saw on Monday, April 24th, 2023, 4/24, 2023. Hi, Galactic Ground Crew Commander. Oh, so as I was driving Betty the Bimbo bread truck, it was bordering the Colorado River Basin on the west side, and said dips, but it's like the road kind of went up and down like this. You know, it gradually, but in a way that the speed limit was 55 miles per hour. Average drive goes up the hill. There's this black thing. It looked like a kind of this black shadow, like a darker colored black plastic bag, because it was going really fast. It was like scurrying around, like it was moving faster than like a rodent would, or thing that ran out in front of the road pattern. So I'm getting closer and closer, and it's like now the the truck is starting to go kind of up the hill that where I can see it. Then this thing takes off in flight and it starts flying. And I'm like, oh, it's a bird. And it's like a big bird. It starts flying and I'm like, is it like a turkey vulture or like a buzzard? It's this big black bird. It starts flying. So I'm in like my side of, it's a 2-lane, it's a 1-lane highway. So it's my lane going north and then the opposite lane going south. So it was in my lane and it starts flying over the south lane. And as it's getting some height, I noticed it's holding this giant snake. And it wasn't a little snake. It was a huge, big, thick snake. It had a couple of S turns, like from where it was holding it. It had like 2 S turns to its head and then like another one to its tail. It was a big, thick snake. Like a big, I don't know if it was a rattlesnake. It was a really big snake. It wasn't like a little one, a little skinny one. And I'm like, well, it's not a vulture. It's like an eagle. Like it was this giant, or a hawk. It must have been an eagle because it was a huge bird and it was holding this huge snake. And I was like, and it flew over, and then it flew this way and it was like going to a rock. And I was like pointing out the window and I almost like veered into the other lane because I was trying to see if Dimitri could see it. He was driving behind me. But I was like, oh, this is a sign. Like, it is so rare to see a giant bird carrying a giant snake. It was like the flag of Mexico. And I know the eagle is supposed to be the only animal that can go into space. So like an eagle is a sign of like the angels or like aliens for Native American peoples and like Anunnaki and stuff. Like the eagle was the only animal that could like go into the heaven and come back. So like an eagle holding a serpent is like the conquering of like Set, like Osiris over Set kind of thing. But it was like a huge sign and I felt really like anointed almost by witnessing it. Like I immediately thought Mexico, but I also know it's a common sign also with indigenous people of the eagle carrying the snake. But it was weird, the first impression that I had, because the way it was like this dark shadow that like jolted, it was like moving faster. It was like hyper speed. It was like moving faster in a faster reality than what was normal. It was like this dark shadow scurrying around and it made me think that I was like witnessing some other like an apparition or something. But yeah, that's what I saw on 424. Driving on the California-Arizona border. Oh, Eagle Scorpio. Well, I'm Sagittarius and I'm like a 6-time Sagittarius, like quadruple Scorpio, like, or 5-time Scorpio. I have like majority Sagittarius Scorpio in my chart, and I'm Ophiuchus, which makes sense. So I do find my astrology really fits my life. Like I am like in my seat a Sagittarius, but I am an Ophiuchus because I am the master healer, and my number is 33, which is a master number healer. When you add up my birthday, the numbers equal 33, and that is Ophiuchus. And oh my God, it is Ophiuchus. That's what the eagle holding the snake is. It's the guy standing on the snake, conquering the snake. And it has to do with like medicine and being the master healer. Wow. It's really interesting. What else are you guys seeing? Is the stream lagging? Uh-oh. Hi, Jane Doe. Yellow Cake. Jane Doe says, so many people seeing snakes now. Yellow Cake Maker says, we saved a king snake 2 days ago that caught up in the net from my mother-in-law's blueberry bush. It was so awful. It was cutting into him. Oh, no. Second snake this week. We had a rat snake trapped around our balcony poles. Snowing season 333 says, that's powerful. Very cool. Yellow Cake Maker says, Eagle Scorpio. Hit those thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Yellow Cake Maker says, I'm a Sagittarius moon and daughter is Scorpio. Wow. Yellow Cake Maker says, the snake biting the heel. Yes. And my mom's a Scorpio. And she has she hates snakes. Like she has a fear of snakes, my mother. And she has this memory of my I think my grandma, she would stand on the front porch with a shotgun and shoot the snakes from the front porch. Because they lived out kind of on deserty area in outer San Diego County. That's interesting, that revelation about Ophiuchus. I'm always constantly thinking about medicine and going back to work or working and healing and, or I mean, working as a healer. But, what else did I want to talk about? There was something else. Oh, so this morning I was, I called in to get Chalked Up stream and told him about how I didn't like that he's calling his viewers schizophrenics, even if it is a tongue-in-cheek thing. Because I'm like, his new show is called Good Morning Schizophrenics. And I'm like, are you going to call it Good Morning Autistics or Good Morning Retards or Good Morning Quadriplegics? Like, having a diagnosis of schizophrenia is like a medical diagnosis, and it's actually really difficult to get that diagnosis because you have to have like physical things happen to you as well. That's why a lot of people are diagnosed with like schizotypical personality disorder or having schizotypal traits, because to actually get a diagnosis of schizophrenia, it's very specific. And the people that do have that diagnosis are very sick. So like jokingly calling, the people that are into conspiracy theories and stuff as schizophrenics, it's like, it's a really slippery slope. And I think just like the, being PC, politically correct and stuff, there's this AI that's keeping track of being polite and, just like how certain people use certain language and, like the N word and stuff, how, somebody like me would never ever use that word. I mean, that word should never ever be used. Excuse me. But some people like to test the boundaries or make jokes, and like when you get into other boundaries of like calling people schizophrenics as jokes, or calling people retards, or like, you wouldn't be like, haha, look at these quadriplegics. Like, if you're into like joking around like that, I think there is going to be some kind of retaliation in the future, especially if you're like typing it or like, because there's something about this being polite and being saying please and thank you and not being derogatory to groups of labeled people. Yeah, but it was interesting that his show, Good Morning Schizophrenics, and then like this morning I wake up, in my feed it said Good Morning Schizophrenics, and then the next video that was posted is from France 24 about the new Down syndrome Barbie doll that they released, that they're releasing all of these Barbie dolls with different disorders to be inclusive. So there's like a doll with like Down syndrome, there's like a doll in, there's like a black, and then I was talking to Drew on his show and he's like, Drew was like, laughing, he's like, I bet there's a black quadriplegic, and he's looking and there's like a black in a wheelchair. It's like, wow. There's a guy with melasma, like, where impetigo, where they have like the spots of no melanin in their skin, like white patches. It's like, do they have to specially order these Barbie dolls? Because I don't think, you'd be selling a mass amount of these disordered Barbies. Like, can you imagine, like, like it feels like these like how are they they're not, the companies aren't making money anymore. I mean, this is how you can tell we're in some weird simulation matrix, or they've switched from the value system of money, because you can't sell a variety of physically disordered Barbie dolls. So it's like, is it only online and you have to specially order the impetigo Barbie doll or the black girl Barbie doll in the wheelchair? Because I don't see, like, say like an Asian girl, in San Francisco, at Christmas, and her grandparents get her a Barbie doll, and they decided to get her the black girl in the wheelchair Barbie doll, like, or the white guy with the impetigo Barbie doll. Like, it seems like the Barbie dolls people are going to get are probably going to be the Barbie doll that closely matches their own experience. So you would think that they would have to be like made to order Barbie dolls, because I don't see a mass of each specific Barbie doll. Like, you can't mass produce those Barbie dolls, can you? It's just like a weird, like, how does that business model work? It's not, the business has switched from making money. Now I guess it's these social credits, or being inclusive has value, as opposed to making profits and money, which is really interesting. I mean, when I was growing up, I had Barbie dolls that I had a few Kens. So it's not like I only had girl Barbie dolls. I'm trying to think, the Barbie dolls I had did have different skin tones, but I don't think I had a black girl Barbie doll. I know my friends did maybe I did have a black girl Barbie doll. I don't even know. But this is probably stuff we're not allowed to talk about. Hi, JM. JM's a Virgo. Yellow cake makers. My man's a Virgo. Ouch, he's something else. It is prevalent in your life. I feel like you definitely a healer. Thanks. JM says Kobe Bryant